So here we go with the Amazon Fire TV stick. This is a neat little device that I picked up for 19 bucks during the pre-order phase when Amazon released this. I think for the first 2 days they had it $19 for Prime members, and then everybody else it was $39. This is a direct competitor with the Roku streaming stick and the Chromecast. I feel like it beats the Chromecast because this kind of appeals more to the families and those relatives that aren't as tech friendly or are familiar with technology, because this thing comes with a remote, whereas the Chromecast is kind of directed more towards the techies and stuff, because you have to use your smartphone to navigate everything. And if you give this to your aunt or people that you've set up like your grandma or something, they're gonna they might not even have a smartphone. If they do, they're probably barely gonna be able to use it. So this is good. You can hand out. Somebody could just pick this thing up and start using it right away. The UI's, as you'll see, is laid out pretty straightforward. I don't have any issues with it. You can find everything you need, and it runs pretty smoothly. The difference between this and say the Amazon Fire TV, which they sell for 99 bucks, is that one's like a quad-core processor. It's a lot beefier hardware-wise, and it's going to run a lot smoother. Whereas this thing, it may run a little bit slower, but from my experience, it runs fine for what it is. I mean, like I said, $19, this thing's an enormous steal. So we're just walking through the setup here. I just connected it to the network. It goes out and checks for any recent updates. And, coming out of the box, there's probably an update out there. So I went ahead and installed that. And it rebooted after that. And then I had to connect to the network again. And then it just takes me through the setup for registering. Since I bought it under my Prime account, it was already registered, so I didn't have to register it to tie it to my email address. That's nice. I like how Amazon does that. Once we did that, you can sign up for the Prime trial if you need to, or set up parental controls. I didn't need to do that, and then it just throws you to the home screen. So I went through a couple settings here just to see what all there was. There's nothing too major sitting in here. I went ahead and you'll see here in a little bit, I downloaded the Netflix app, and it downloaded quick and opened up. I like the experience with the remote. For this being that cheap of a device, I didn't mind it at all. I mean, it's a pretty basic remote. There's a few different buttons on it, and it's the feel to the buttons. They don't feel like just cheap and tacky. I mean, they aren't bad for what they give you. So on that side of it, it's I didn't experience any issues with buttons not registering or anything like that. So as you can see, flipping through all the titles and stuff in Netflix here, it was smooth, and there wasn't any latency. Dropping through the menus. As you can see a little bit there was somewhere wasn't loading the titles, but that could be because there wasn't enough. It's not, because I was going pretty fast. It could be that hardware isn't beefy enough. It's hard to say, but I don't have any issues. If you're just clicking through slowly, legitimately, you're not going to experience that issue. So I'll go ahead and search for Bad Grandpa. I know this is on Netflix, but for some reason it's not showing up, so I don't think the search is integrated yet with Netflix. I believe, from what I've read, they're integrating that in later updates. I'm just testing different search options here to see how well they are. I'm looking for the show Louie, and as you can see, this is like an IMDb. You can go out and rent it, or I think this is from the Amazon Prime side, so you can go ahead and watch it out there. Like I said, I was just testing this to see what it integrates with, and currently they're not integrated with Netflix. So with all of these different things I'm flying through, like I said, I never experienced any latency. This is a great device to use as your streaming device. So I would recommend you pick it up if you're looking for a device. There's only a couple apps that I found that weren't on there, which may be a deal breaker to some, but they are in talks to, they're working with these companies to get an app out for them, which is HBO Go. And as you can see here, Voodoo, I searched for, and I didn't find any apps for any of those. So that, like I said, it could be a deal breaker, but for me, I mean, I already have this on other devices, so it's not a big deal. So There also is like a lot of the main apps. There's MLB TV, there's Netflix, Hulu. Um, there is Showtime Anytime, as you can see here. And I go to the app and games. I mean, those are the main things people are going to be watching. So be aware of that. But overall, my experience with this device is it's very, very competent as being your go-to streaming device for the price it is. I mean, being the holidays as it is currently, or just as a gift, throughout the year maybe. This is great. You could just throw it out to somebody, and you'll be. I'm sure the person receiving would be happy with it. The one thing I have liked about this versus the Roku setup is you don't have to tie a different account and put a credit card in, whereas the Roku you do. When I set up the Roku for other people, they're kind of hesitant on putting their credit card number in because they're just using free apps. So they're thinking, why should I have to put a credit card number in? So with Amazon, you don't have to do that. I mean, obviously you have one tied to your Amazon account, but it's not like a separate account or anything like that. You're putting your credit card number in. So if you guys have any questions or anything about this product, feel free to drop the comment down below, and let me know what you guys think. So stay tuned for more videos. I appreciate everybody's comments and the feedback I'm getting on my videos. So thanks.